Hello guys, it's Tonton from State 948. Welcome for a new video. Today we don't do a guide, today we just play the game a bit together. A long day for me, so not much time to think about and kind of plan a guide for you, and there is no no very interesting event. I already covered Brother in Arms. You could see that the point I've done on my farm, just filling one infirmary on my farm, and that's 3 million points. So people that are of course teleporting and fighting, but they played 4 hours for that. For me, I played 2 minutes, and I'll do it again soon. Actually, I need to heal my farm a bit. So we will do treasure hunter, just see if I get lucky or not, open some chest, maybe we're gonna do some labyrinth and things like that. So just a bit of time together in the evening. Long day tomorrow for me as well, so I'm not sure what will be the plan basically. So let's see. So I have 50 of these on my farm, so I can actually claim. So on crystal reactivation, my advice is always either you open them all, and every 10 events you get, because you get 5 extra, you get 50, so you can buy one of these 2 packs. So uncommon or lucky. Lucky is 7 of these, so it's purely based on luck. And this one is 67 fire crystal and 2. And in average, this one gives a tiny bit more. And why do you... So that's one strategy. The other strategy is you want to accumulate for 2 events, because you get 25 fire crystal, amber every time. So every 2 events you can get a pack. And if you compare pack 1, these 5 packs you can buy for 20 embers, you don't have VIP points. So if you wait for 2 events and you buy the uncommon fire crystal pack, you get some VIP points. So that's usually why you want to wait and do it every other event, which I already made a video about. And if you look at these, the chances are pretty low to get 200, but it's like base. So I got 50, so that was a very good pack. That's for free, so I already done my treasure hunter there, so we're gonna do it on the main. I bought some pickaxe. Something to... that's a guide I wanted to make for a while, and it's to do different things differently on your states and how to do that. So there are ways to do bear that are a bit different. There's ways to do buffs. The way we do buff in 948 is that this kind of buff. So when I mean buffs, I mean this one, and this one, and these are 20% buffs. So these we give it to top 20 player of the states basically. So you can move between alliance and go and claim them. So today we have, I think we have this one. No, we have Fortress 9. So we have this one. But if I need these, because I'm in the top 20, and I'll buff for Foundry, I'll buff for Canyon, I'll buff for Sunfire Castle Battle. So kind of the top 20 are considered rally leader, and it's including some rally leader that are not in the top 20 for weaker alliance as well. So every alliance can have their best players basically buffed for events. And I think that's quite important. And if you come from a state like in my first state in 665, these buffs cause a lot of tension between wells. I was in the top alliance, and many of our wells wanted to get as many fort and fortresses as possible because they just wanted the buffs. At that point of the game, these wells are VIP 12 and they have too many gems, so it might be less of an issue. But it's still a lot of gems, and if you want your wells to be buffed all the time, you might want to help them a bit. So that's the way we do it. I think it's a smart way to do it, to be honest. But not everyone agree with that. That's just my opinion. And if I was not in the top 20, I'll still be happy we do it that way. Except deployment capacity, that really helps everybody. The other buffs are based on your stats. So if you increase 20% lethality, but you have no lethality because you are a small player, it does not do anything to you, right? So these buffs are only useful on big players, basically. So that's why you want the big players to get them, and not... That's at least my opinion. Feel free to disagree. I don't think it's a big deal, but That's another way to think about how to run a state and how to organize for loots in your state. There might be other ways as well, right? But yeah, for me, like there are some buffs I stopped collecting, because if you look at some, like these are, I have these I use as much as I get, basically, more or less. I think I get one extra every other month or something, and these I get far too much if I take them every time, so I don't take them every time anymore. And so you don't want to be like in a situation when you have 50 buffs, and that they should be, then they are better on smaller players, of course, right? But soon we will have Frost Dragon Tyrant, and that will mean buffing as well for it. So then for me, I'll be at equilibrium for the deployment capacity, for example, if I need to buff there. So let's play Treasure Hunt. So I have 132 pickaxe. So remember, you get it every time after 14 try, and it does not matter where you click. It's just every time you click, it's a percentage of getting each of the items that you did not collect, right? So we are still doing the chest. So see, like I use 5, so these I cannot get anymore, so I have more chance to get the other ones, basically. So, and I aim to be to floor 20, basically. That's my goal. I really need some chests, so that's, where I decided to spend kind of most of the monthly allowance I make. I give myself to gaming. So far not lucky. I get it on the 14 time every time, so that's the way it is. So it's every 5th level floor, so it's a supreme, whatever, what they call it, supreme, or how they call it? Supreme chamber, right? So I get it after 22, if I don't get lucky sooner. But I get lucky a lot sooner, so that's very good. So I get some reward, I get some shards, and I want these extra, getting this one, it's costing a lot of money for just that. So if I would spend more money, yeah, I won't. That's really too much for me. But if I would spend more money, I'll consider going, that's not very good. That's what you are after, right? But it's a low amount. So I'll consider going to 35 or 40, if I was spending more on that event. So still 77 left. So basically, I'll go as close as I can to floor 20. And if I need to buy 1, 2, 3 packs tomorrow, then I'll do that to complete, basically. But if not, we'll just keep going. And it's always the same item. It's not like Mia's Fortune where, you have different boards and you can get lucky and you have a good board and you want to get everything on the board or most of it. Here it's like always the same one. So just hope to get lucky on the one that you care about and you don't want too many resources. It used to be like some how do you call? So I'll get to floor 20 today. So maybe I'll, yeah, I don't think it was to do 25, to be honest. I'll see. But if I had 24, maybe I buy one more pack. People used to say that you have more chances to get it in this area. You might have seen some videos saying that, but that's if you look at the rule and if you look at how it works and the weights and the calculation we went through in yesterday's video, like that makes no sense. Unless it's bugged, right? Unless the game has a bug, but as far as I can tell, there is no bug. So I'm guaranteed to be to floor 20 today, which I'm really happy about because you get it after 22 and I go on 28. So let's do lines. Let's do inside the pyramid. So, okay. So perfect. So I got it, 60. And maybe I get one more floor with you guys. So I get a lot of that. And let's do that. Let's go. As you might be able to tell, I'm super tired. Okay, so nothing here. So I'll finish that tomorrow. I'll get some free pickaxe and maybe I'll just do that tomorrow. So what do we want to do then? Let's get the gems out of the way. XP we can keep. So that's 336. So last time I got 380, I think, yesterday. So let's open some. So I should get 3 or 4 mythic pieces. Which means for me I will have had 700 to 800 chests in this event. Which I'm like, it's good, right? Got 2 already, but got 3, so you know, so far I got nearly the average of what I should have had, so it's 1% to get the golden piece. So you know, with 360 you need to get technically you get 3.6 in average, but I already got 4, so that's decent. At least we, you know, we got average. I'm happy to take more, but we got average. So 5. Like, but Wells, you know, they have literally thousands of chests. Wow, that's super lucky, man. That's super lucky. I got nearly half of what, you know, of what I should get. So let's do one by one to finish. Let's do one by one to finish. Where am I? Sorry, I clicked the wrong window, so I load the game. So let's see if I get lucky. Some people, you know, say that you oh, that's again. I think that's number 8 or 9. And I should have had 3 or 4. So, lucky day. And you know, chests are decent in the sense that you get a lot of XP, right? So between the reward for the event, the tiered reward that gave me 100 plus all of these, I should be able to give a... Sorry if I speak loudly in the mic when I was moving. Oh, one more, okay. So I think I got 10 or something. I did not count how I had before, how many I had before, but... so that's all good. That the game tell you which one are new? But if you count what, it's 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 15, 6, 21, right? And I had less than 10, or just above. So yeah, I got 10-ish. Let me know in the comment if you guys counted more than I did. So see, people are coming for buff. So what we do usually, I'll let people handle it. Let the other folks do it. So what we wanted to do, we wanted to improve our gear. So here I can do 4 levels and it's done. So let's see. Okay, so I don't want to waste XP, so it's perfectly... And I have still all of that. So all of that can go to... What do I do next? I cannot do these pieces. And that's improving health on marksman, but it's allowing me to get closer to 20% attack. So, but the next time I will do mithril is actually in SVS instrument. So I'll wait, because that does not give me anything right now. I don't really care about health on marksman. So what I'll do short-term gains, and I'll increase the belt, which give me health on infantry, which I want. Let's see how... Wow. I thought I get a bit more than that. Let's see how many levels I got on marksman. Maybe I got 5, 6. Yeah, I got 7, right? I got 7, but it does not really help me a lot. And lancers, they are not ready as well. They are not ready as well. So let's do health on infantry. That's the... I'll do it anyway. So I'll focus to get that pieces to 69. Then I'll focus to get that pieces to 19, basically. And that will be decent. That will be decent. for next time, so I'll get widgets. So my current focus, right, is really doing War Academy. I got still 3 research to do after that, so as soon as possible I can search for Helios, and I'm not gonna need to use too many research speedups. I want to avoid having to burn 47, 50 research speedups. So I likely need to do like I'll do 600 of that. Because if you look at it, I have 2000, right? And that's only even, you know, that's already, I need 2000 just for that, so I can convert a lot more. I can actually convert a lot more. Redeem, I can convert 500 more today. Because that's probably, I probably need 2000 here and 2000 here, so I need, you know, it really requires a lot. So I'll do that slowly, and so, you know, when I need to push with research speedups, I'll be able to do a lot of points here. But I'm really not in a rush to get T11. I want to get them for next SVS, you know, which is 3 weeks away. Maybe less now. It's actually 2 weeks away. So, you know, hopefully I can get some days off of that. And if I don't care to get it for next SVS, I'll even delay it further. So, you know, I really don't use too many. Basically, on the Fire Tech, you don't want to use speedups because the limiting factor is shards and fire crystal, like it is on your building. So if you can optimize to save speedups, so you can use them here instead, so you can actually gain real stats. And that's, you know, that's what's blocking you here is a bit of steel, of course, but it's mostly speedups because there are, you know, a few more years of research, and I've been playing for a year and a half. So that's it. So we're done with the opening. We're done with the gear, with the upgrading. So that's cool. That's it for today. Like I have stuff to use, but I start to accumulate. Right, I burn everything last SVS. If you followed the channel, but I start to accumulate again. The Sunstone 300, you know, allowing me to do a few Chief Gear upgrade already, Chief Charm, it's stuff, and I won't do much of SVS tomorrow. I have a lot of outdoor stuff to do. I have some VIP point to use. I had a lot of outdoor stuff to take care of tomorrow for the house. So, you know, we have a big kind of 2,000 meter square of, you know, garden. We're living in the countryside, in the mountains, so it's not really garden. It's more like a field, you know. So I mentioned that not too long ago, but the best ratio are often, people are, you know, saying that 2020, 2060 is good, but I don't have such a great result. You can always try. Often one of the best results is 30, 20, 50. That's give me decent result, but the best for me is, and which is surprising, that I found on someone else's channel, I forgot who, but it's 45, 10, 45. And I'm kind of stuck, you know. But let's see the matches, right? Let's compare. So that's 45, 10, 45. So let's do one more. So see, sometimes it's not even close, sometimes it's really close. So let's change to 30, 20, 50. And because of these matches are a bit random, the way they play out, it's hard to know, right? But you see that's worse by far so far. That's my worst attempt, right? So you can see, like, it's only on 4 matches, so you don't have a good overview, but overall, after a while, you'll start to get it, right? You'll start to see, you know, and if you remember, you can go back to your troop ratio here, and you can look, you know. You get the percentage, right? Yeah. So you can compare, and you can see which one, you know, if you did over, in 2 days you get 10 attempts, and in 2 weeks you got 20, you know, things like that. So after a few weeks, if you don't get many upgrades in between, you kind of get a good idea of what's the best, basically. So 10, let's see how it does here. It depends a bit on the stats, you know. You could try to think more about it, and to say, okay, my chief gear is mostly on infantry, a bit more on similar to lancers and marksmen, so but you might have a different setup. So you might play a bit with the ratio based on your on your situation, but you see it's quite good, right? Because that's I've been stuck here since I upgrade everything for SVS, and I'm not too far, right? And if I do again 30, 25, it's slightly worse. It's decent, similar. So somehow it works similarly here, but here that's a bit worse. So again, hard to tell. 5 matches, you don't get to know a lot about in 5 matches, but you can get an idea. What is that one? Chief Gear. Yeah, Chief Gear. I don't spend money on it. Yeah, I did a bit at the beginning, but really little. Like I bought that pack that I think is good for when you are stuck with Chief Gear. This one. Because it's giving you a lot of design, so you can get out of hell purple phase of Chief Gear with that. But like maybe 6 or 7 times, just to help me a bit. That's a decent choice if you want to get unstuck. So we do crystal reactivation here as well. So I can buy one. So I'll buy the same. I'll go with the safest option because I don't want to gamble my fire crystals. Let's see, 50 as well. So that's lucky. 5. So that's lucky. Not lucky for the 5, but for the 50 is lucky. So that's quite decent. What else I wanted to do with you guys? What's going on with the events? So that I've done the minimum points, which I kind of, went overshot a bit, so that's a bit too much. I don't care to rank. If you look at my own states, like, I could. So KOE is the best event to win if you don't care about your state. If you look at the ranking, that's like people are 2 days. They made 80 million points. So with what I spent last FGS, I made 100 million. It's not the same events. It's not the same system of points. But like winning KOE takes a third of a quarter of what it takes to win SVS in most SVS. So if you care to get shards and you don't care about your states and you don't think about your states, then KOI, King of Icefield, is the best event. All of Chief, especially at that stage of the game, after a year and something, like people are not competing that hard for KOI, right? So that's clearly the best event to win. You get 300 for your state ranking, up to 300, and you get if you look at the cross state ranking, you get up to 120. So you can get up to 420 if you win both. Winning both is a bit of a challenge because see, our state is here, right? Because we don't push a lot on KOI because we are SVS focused states and most people are actually pushing on SVS. And there are some exceptions and hey Torkel. So yeah, you can see some of our people even pushing, right? We keep reminding people not to, but that's okay as well. It's part of the game, you cannot have everyone do. It's a casual mobile game, so in many ways. So people will do whatever they want to do. You can educate as much as you want. It's never gonna be perfect, right? Unless you are a tyrant and then you start to burn people that don't follow the rule, but then you probably kill your state at the same time. So it's balance between efficiency, competitiveness, and fun. Still have people to push, AVG as well. I would prefer to see AVG pushing for SVS. They are kind of low in points lately. So that would be better if they push at the right time, right, than pushing here. But fair enough. But yeah, if you think about yourself, that's the best event to win because you get decent rewards, you get fire crystals, you get, if I look on the current state, you get shards, and that's 2 to 4 times easier to win than SVS in most cases. But for me, like, it's to finish my train of thought before I kind of explain the event a bit more. It does not worse. If you look at total ranking, right? I'm 180. So if I go, so these are close, right? I could be in top 100 if I made 600k points, but that's that's a third of what I've made, more or less, a bit less, but that's 40% of what I've made, more or less. So that's still a big thing. I need to use a lot of stuff in my bag to make that. To rank in the top 100, I used to care to be in the top 100 because I was like, oh, you get 5 shards, but like, you need thousands of shards to have a hero to a good position. So it's far better to not rank in the top 100 every event, officer project, armament competition, all of these events, to not rank in the top 100 because people use more than they need, so you use a bare minimum, so you rank in top 200, whatever. You don't get the reward, you just unlock the daily. You just make sure to unlock these, right? On King of Icefield, All of Chief, SVS Prep. You probably push on SVS Prep, but armament competition, officer project, defeat nearby beast, like all of these events, you unlock all of that, right? You get all of these free rewards. You take all of the free stuff, right? And then once in a while, every 2-3 months, you push hard and you get rewards for what you do. And ideally you rank 1, and that's very hard to do. And if you are free to play, you probably need to say for 2 to 3. Yeah, you probably need to do 2 or 3 months for King of Icefield, and for SVS you probably need 5-6 months, to be honest. I would not try to win SVS ranking first as free to play. It's gonna take you too long. You will be behind too much. Holding stuff for 6 months, you'll be behind too much. So that's kind of my thought, but it's really does not worth to be in the top 100. Don't stress too much for that. If you look at the reward and you think about it with your brain, you're like, even top 20 is peanuts, even top 10 is peanuts, even top 5 is peanuts. You get nothing. You get 50 shards out of 1,000 you need. To get 50 shards out of 1,000 you need to win 20 events, right? Like that. And you have 3 months and there are 3 events. So you're never gonna get close to where you want to be. If you want to have max heroes, you have, as a free-to-play or low spenders, you have to win at least top 2, top 3 regular on these events. You have to be there on KOI. On KOI, it's quite easy, say for 2 or 3 months. On SVS, if you don't spend at all, good luck with that. Good luck with that. It's gonna be very hard. Yeah, that's about it. Like, Alliance Championship went very poorly. I fucked up quite a bit. I forgot to do lanes twice. I'm a bit busy with my dad's passing and stuff. So I'm not really focused. I could have maybe put that in the 4 spots. But it's still decent. We are still at 13 star. We will lose 1, so we'll be at 12. I'm still happy with it, but I didn't do lanes on 1 match at all. So on the first match. So if you look at the first match, we still won. But basically, if you look at the battle report, empty lane, was our lane, so they won basically. They won, and in the middle, we won because I was all our stronger players versus their weakest lane. So we won. So that was kind of easy for them and for us. And then last match I did not change lane and they countered us. So if you look at core. Rock, it's instead of core. If you look at them, they basically, that was our weakest. What did I do? Yeah, I did 2 similar lanes and 1 very strong. So the very strong lane, because they were so far stronger than us. If you look at them, if you look at Rock, where are they? They are 29 billion, we are 24 right now. These are 33, right? So, we are 24.4 and they are 33. So, yeah, they are 1/3, 30% stronger than us. So that's about it. First, I kind of told you, for us, we share these. I guess someone came to collect it, but I'll see after the video. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Not sure about the next video. Might be today, like a quick one, like that or something like that. I'm not sure I have time to make a guide. Depend a bit with what we do outside of the house, and if I spend the evening with my lady, or So not sure yet. But Sunday, Monday, kind of life is going back to normal for me. There are still many things I want to make guides on. I just need to to think a bit about it, and I have the the mental space for it. So expect more guides and more stuff soon. Yeah, we should have transfer next week. Let's see if they announce it over the weekend. That will be exciting if so. And Frostfire Tyrant Dragon for Frost Dragon Tyrant, for anyone who had it, it's a big surprise that we don't. I was hoping we get it this time, so that's Sunday. So if you, I won't be live streaming or anything about it because we don't have the event. But if you care to learn about it, you will see a lot of YouTubers, like streamers, doing it as well. That's a fun event, and I think they change. I don't think I know they changed it quite heavily. Today they did an FAQ about Frost Dragon Tyrant. I should call it FDT. It's a bit easier to pronounce for my French mouse. So FDT, they made a FAQ today. I won't cover it. I'll cover it when I make a video about the event, but I want to play it once. I have a good understanding of it, but until you play it, it's a bit different. So if you have it and you need a guide, look out for other content creators, and I'll make a guide next month probably about it when we have some experience with it. So I guess that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for watching. Feel free to ask any question. Like if you have guides you want me to make right now, please ask. It's free. It's a lot easier for me to answer a question and to make a guide about it than to sit down and plan right now while I sort my kind of life, let's say, and the situation. Then in a couple of days I'll be a bit more settled and we'll be able to focus a lot more on making proper guides. So again, thank you very much for being here. Talk to you tomorrow probably, if not Sunday. Cheers. Bye bye.